Hey everybody, we're back for another van repair upgrade video. Just a few little projects and one major one. If you recall, our refrigerator stopped working, so we're going to pull that out, take a look inside and see if we can find any reason why it stopped working. I don't know what I'll be looking for, but if we're lucky, maybe we will see something. Along with that, we are going to change, or hopefully change, how we store our telescoping ladder. Right now it sits here and it interferes with putting the electric bikes in. So I'm going to try and make a stand, a slide, for it to go somewhere in this area. Another little project, we have a light to watch the water level when we're filling. And right now I just plug it in with a cigarette lighter, and I want to turn that into something hardwired with a switch. And that's just enough light to help us see what's going on when we're filling up. Another project related to the refrigerator is when we installed this, I did a cutout of the plywood wall for opening the door all the way. Well, we don't need that much of a notch, and so I'm going to fill this area in with a piece of wood so we can bring these drawers out and make them a little more useful. So that'll be a little bit of a project, adding some wood back in there. And then, like I said, we have to pull the refrigerator out and see what is going on with it. Stay tuned. The power is off. Now we're going to remove this little trim piece here. Inevitably, we will lose these screws. We'll get that when we pull out the refrigerator. We have this little table just by happenstance. It turns out to be more or less the right height for pulling the refrigerator out. So we got to do a little demo. We got to take off the table there and give us a little more room. For good measure, we're going to take off the drone shelf too. I wouldn't necessarily classify this as easy right now. But a refrigerator is the biggest thing in there, and you can't really build the van around taking that out without some disassembly. Well, we got it inside. Excuse the mess that is our garage. And we'll pull that back panel off, see if we can see anything going on in there. We did have a creamer container leak, and we're wondering if something got down in there and maybe shorted it out, and we'll be able to see if there's some dirt in there. So let's see what we got going on. Okay, these 4 screws here. If we're lucky, we're going to see a mess. If not, I have no idea what was going on. This is a little drip tray that protects the electronics, but I don't see any where any liquid got down here. So it's a mystery as to what happened. I guess maybe we'll check to see if that fan is still working. But other than that, I guess it's going to be, we'll clean it up and put it back inside and hope and pray, right? Unfortunately, no obvious answer. We have discussed buying a new one, but then you might just be buying another set of problems. So I guess we're going to put it back in and hope and pray that it continues to work. So on to the other projects we discussed. I forgot to start the camera. I have a 12-volt outlet, cigarette lighter outlet on that panel. Should have showed taking the panel off. I'm going to take power from that to power the lights in the back, or the light for the water tank, and I'm going to take power off that to add a power source back here for the pump, so I can turn the pump on back here when we want to use the outdoor shower. So I'm starting to just create the little connectors to make this all together. We'll bring it all together. So ideally, I would have had lever nuts with 4 lines. I only have 3, so I'm gonna have to use 2 sets of 3s to pull this all off. Okay, so here's a little sub-assembly. This is going to go to the lines that are powered, and then off of this first lever nut I will power the cigarette lighter that was there, and out of the other set of lever nuts I will power the pump and the light for the water tank. On a toggle switch, an on-off-on version, and so one side I'm going to have power delivered to the pump from back here, and then flipping to the B side, the pump will come from the existing switch up front, and hopefully that works. It's day 2 of working on the van. Here is the potential ladder holder. Could be a prototype. It may be a little tall. So I'm going to install it, see how easy it is to get the ladder in and out, and then we'll try putting the bikes back in, see if I have to shave it down and height it all. Okay, we did a test fit, and it appears it worked. I could make this a little shorter, but it's not worth the effort. We opened up space along here where the bikes used to hit, because the ladder, so it made it a little easier to get them in, and they're a little further forward. So that's one project done. I need to order a wire from Amazon to complete the wiring of the switches, so that's going to be it for today. Bye. I spoke too soon. We have a couple of baskets that we use to store clothes and various items back here, and they don't fit now. So back to the drawing board. Probably going to make it a little shorter and move it to the right, and hopefully that'll solve the problem. But I think it's definitely a good solution to have that ladder up out of the way. What do you think?
Yeah, for sure.
So a little more tinkering to fix that problem. well, we'll keep you updated. We think we now have the solution. We took 3/4 of an inch off of this, give us a little more space for getting the bikes in, and we moved it to the right, and so we can now get our basket in and out without a problem. So I think we can now say this one is done, accomplished.
Give it 5 minutes.
Give it 5 minutes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Bye, guys. Well, we're continuing with the fridge project. The pantries are out. I'm going to again add a strip of wood here to bring this out. I'm going to remove this door here. This was going to be our secret hiding location, but we can't get to it. And I think removing this door will help with circulation on the refrigerator. That's why there's these cutouts in this piece of plywood. When the fridge was overheating, wanted to increase the air circulation, so I cut those out, because this style of refrigerator, it dissipates heat from the sides as well as the back. So now you get to see sort of the back side of our ProMaster van. It's not pretty. Okay, I'm working on extending this wall here so that I can move the slides out further and we can access the pantry a little easier. So I sanded all the paint that was here. I cut a piece of 1x2 to fit in there. I'm going to secure the top with pocket screws and then work my way down with screwing into the face, and then pocket screws at the bottom to finish it off, and some glue. Well, back working on the repair. Yesterday, Gray put a coat of white paint on there, and today I'm going to go back and install the drawer slides using this Craig jig. Before I took off the slides, I marked where they were at, so hopefully I get them put back in the right place and don't have to do too much adjustment when we reinstall the pantry drawers. Here's the first one reinstalled. Now to do the top, the bottom, and then to work on the other side. Just finished moving all of the slides. I need to get Gray's help to reinstall the pantry drawers, and hopefully they slide in and everything is level and plumb. Okay, we're going to try and put in the lower pantry drawer. This is probably going to get cut because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of choice language when it either doesn't fit or we can't get something to slide in. So, wish us luck. I installed one of the hinges in the wrong spot, so, or not hinges, slides. So, starting over. Bye. Fortunately, that was the easy one to do, so let's give this another shot. Okay, folks, we're going to end the video here as we work through it. No reason to watch this. Funny, as soon as we turned off the camera, it popped back into place, and so now it's it's working as good as it did before. Maybe not perfectly, but we'll live with it. Now to do the top. Okay, now we're going to try the upper cabinet. I think that's pretty good. I'm not going to fool with it. Might be off a tad bit, but it'll loosen up over time. So that project's done. After ordering the wrong size or the wrong gauge wire and then having the correct gauge wire delivery delayed, I'm finally getting a chance to finish the wiring back here. Here is my little box I made for hiding the wiring. Here's the two switches, one for the water tank light and the other to be able to turn on the pump back here. So now I just need to run all the wire and pray that it works. Good morning. One project is complete. I was adding the controls for the pump and the light switch for our water tank light. So now I have a nice little switch here to turn that light on and off. In the past I had to plug in a cigarette lighter. And then here is the control for the pump back here. So we don't have to walk inside with 30 feet to use our outdoor shower anymore. So, success.
All right, Joe has, as you can see, so now it's my turn. Joe's done a lot of repairs inside, which now we need to repaint a lot of our areas, so that's my job.
So another little maintenance project. If you watched the video when we talked about our issues with our electronic parking brake, we discovered that these wires are exposed, and that's what got damaged on the other side. So I'm going to cover that with some wire loom and tape it up with electrical tape. I'm a little hesitant to take off the connector, so I'm going to have to just do it in place. Not the easiest thing to do, but I don't want to break the connector trying to take it apart. And there it is, taped up. Hopefully that provides a little more protection than what was there. Still, really bad design by Dodge. Here's the side that was repaired. Looks like they've put a little more protection around the wires. I'm going to add some more. But what I need to fix is this little mini skid plate, for lack of a better word, that got bent back when the damage happened. And the dealership just didn't fix it for me. So I get to crawl under the van and work on it. Okay, that wasn't too bad to bend back in place. Again, it would have been really easy for the dealership to do it, but I guess people don't go above and beyond anymore. Okay, that's one project complete. Good morning. We've completed all the inside projects associated with taking the refrigerator out. As we didn't see any obvious issue with it, we're going to put it back in and hopefully it stays running. If not, we know we have a huge task to get it out and put a new one in. So it's going to go back into its home there. Watch us as we have fun. The bar I secure the refrigerator with, just that little edge is interfering with sliding it in. So I'm going to take this off, just knock that edge down, and then put it back together and see if we can slide it in. Okay, that's off, so hopefully we can push it in now. Let me see if I can do it without Gray's help. Yes, I was able to. And then the last thing we will do is make sure it is functioning. Yes, it's running. Well, folks, another new problem has popped up. One of the little projects we had to do was our tongue and groove flooring. Some places was coming up, so I got the bright idea to maybe just use some brads and nail it down. Well, all that did was crack the planks right there and right there. And the other thing I forgot about as I was doing that, we have an electrical heated floor under this section of the kitchen, bedroom, whatever you want to call it. And so it's quite possible that I put a nail into it. So we're going to take out the flooring, replace the broken ones, and we're going to take out the electric flooring. It was 110. We were never able to use without being plugged in. And so I think it's wise to take it out potentially if I damaged it, and we were never using it. We went with the 110 because it was much cheaper than the 12-volt flooring, heated floor that other people have used. So in hindsight, we probably should have spent the, $500 or $600 for the 12-volt flooring as opposed to this 110 heated flooring. So another little project today. So start by taking out these 4 screws, and then all of the pieces of flooring will slide out this way. Hopefully it's that easy. Oh yeah, the heated flooring is coming up. Didn't realize we ran it the whole length of the living area. So for certain, I put a nail through it. So that's going to come up, and then we'll probably take up this underlayment because this was only down to support the heated floor. Going to turn into a little bigger project than I thought, but still I think it'll be easy to complete. Oh yeah, I definitely nailed into the heated floor, so it is coming up. And then we need to decide what we're going to do with another floor, because probably half of the planks had their tongue cracked off. So I don't know if it can't handle the shaking of the van, or this is a hangover from Alaska with how bad it is, but I think we're going to change our flooring. We use some spray adhesive to keep the little bit of underlayment insulation in place. So there's going to be some manual labor in getting that all up, getting it ready for whatever the next floor is going to be. Good morning. After a lot of elbow grease and liberal use of a hot gun, I think we got up most of the underlayment and the adhesive. We have an extra box of the flooring, so we're going to try and rescue the floor we have by replacing the planks that cracked. That'll be a nice little cheap solution. Otherwise, it'll be off the depot to find another flooring material to put down. Wish us luck. Well, the floor is back in. It wasn't as terrible as I expected. We had enough new planks left to replace what was broken. And here's the final job. Just one little last piece I need to glue in, that little corner there. I'm spent, so I will do that later. Was that fun, Gray? That means yes. Okay, one more day and the van will be back together. I forgot to do the closeout for all of this work. There is the piece that had to be glued into place. And then we decided to add quarter round molding all around to hopefully lock in the floor some more, because in the past it was really just floating. So now that would hopefully keep it a little more secure, and then maybe it won't break like it did with the original installation. So that completes the upgrades and repairs to the van.